Here's how Roger Bannister himself described one of the greatest moments in sports.
There was complete silence on the ground. A false start. I felt angry that precious moments during the lull in the wind might be slipping by. The gun fired a second time. Brasher went into the lead, and I slipped in effortlessly behind him, feeling tremendously full of running. My legs seemed to meet no resistance at all, as if propelled by some unknown force. We seemed to be going so slowly. Impatiently, I shouted, "Faster!" But Brasher kept his head and did not change the pace. I went on worrying until I heard the first lap time.
57.5 seconds.
In the excitement, my knowledge of pace had deserted me. Brasher could have run the first quarter in 55 seconds without my realizing it, because I felt so full of running. But I should have had to pay for it later. Instead, he made success possible. At 1.5 laps, I was still worrying about the pace. A voice shouting, "Relax!" penetrated to me above the noise of the crowd. I learnt afterwards it was Stamps. Unconsciously, I obeyed. If the speed was wrong, it was too late to do anything about it now, so why worry? I was relaxing so much that my mind seemed almost detached from my body. There was no strain. I barely noticed the half mile passed in 1 minute 58 seconds, nor when, round the next bend, Chataway went into the lead. At 3/4 of a mile, the effort was still barely perceptible. The time was 3 minutes, 0.7 seconds. And by now, the crowd was roaring. Somehow, I had to run that last lap in 59 seconds. Chataway led round the next bend. I pounced past him at the beginning of the back straight. 300 yards from the finish.
Today we get one way. Today we get. Today we get. Today we get one way.
I had a moment of mixed joy and anguish.
One way.
When my mind took over, it raced well ahead of my body and drew my body compellingly forward. I felt that the moment of a lifetime had come. There was no pain. Only a great unity of movement and aim. The world seemed to stand still or did not exist. The only reality was the next 200 yards of track under my feet. The tape meant finality, extinction perhaps. For I felt at that moment that it was my chance to do one thing supremely well. I drove I breathed filled me with the spirit of the track, where I had won my first race. The noise in my ears was that of the faithful Oxford crowd. It was their hope and encouragement that gave me greater strength. I had now turned the last bend. There were only 50 yards more. My body had long since exhausted all its energy, but it went on running just the same. The physical overdraft came from greater willpower. Was the crucial moment when my legs were strong enough to carry me over the last few yards, as they could never have done so before. With 5 yards to go to the tape, it seemed almost to recede. Would I ever reach it? Those last few seconds seemed never ending. The faint line of the finishing tape stood ahead as a haven of peace. After the struggle, the arms of the world were waiting to receive me. If only I reached the tape. If I faltered, there would be no arms to hold me, and the world would be a cold, forbidding place. Like a man taking his last spring to save himself from the chasm that threatens to engulf him. My effort was over, and I collapsed almost unconscious with an arm on either side of me. It was only then that real pain overtook me. I felt like an exploded flashlight with no will to live. I just went on, existing in the most passive physical state, without being quite unconscious. Blood surged from my muscles and seemed to fell me. It was as if all my limbs were caught in an ever-tightening